build our confidence, because confidence is everything.
You decide it and build it.
Like, you guys gotta be aggressive, just dogging them.
Is that what you base your value and your... Always feel like you're 100% prepared.
1, 2, 3.
I just couldn't believe that I started off broke in a basement and I did all that work and I thought I should have been a millionaire by now. And instead I was like literally in debt, worse. So that just kind of shows you where I was at. I was so needy. I have to get rich now. Why am I not rich yet? Whatever happened growing up, the Christian people that I saw, the people that were people of faith that didn't live the way that I wanted to live, something scarred me to where I was like opposite. I was like, I believe in a higher power, but I'll never say that it's like God or Jesus. I'm not about to get tricked into that game. I don't know. I just was so against it. And so I don't know if that's a fear, but I could say that's like a big part of the ego. It's like ego death part 2, I think. It's just full surrender. But now I just see it as like the only way to live.
I was just thanking Anthony right here because he gave me the blueprint. They market Joel and Anthony talking about the blueprint on Instagram. It's not just talk, right? I started the program a month and a half ago I'm a beginner barber. I've only been barbering for 2 months. I had 0 clientele. In the past month and a half, I brought in 125 new clients. I went from 1,500 followers, which was family and friends on Instagram, to almost 9K followers in a month and a half. Definitely works. I was a server before that. I was able to quit my serving jobs and only focus on what I really want to do, which is barbering. And I wouldn't have done it if they didn't give me the blueprint, so I'm really grateful. I remember the first day that I thought about it, right? I think it was like a Friday. Friday for barbers is supposed to be busy, right? The barbershop that I was at, we had no walk-ins. I had no appointments, no walk-ins, only been a barber for 2 weeks, so I don't really have clientele. I wasn't making money, and I need to pay my bills. So at 3 a.m. while laying down in bed, I'm scrolling down Instagram and I see Joel. Hey, if you're a struggling barber, one of his ads. And I clicked on it, and that's when he hit me up and we started texting on Instagram. And I was like, why not? Everything that I've been doing is not working, so why not try something new? Even if it was a scam or even if it was a risk, at least I tried. You're never gonna find out till you actually try. But honestly, yes, it's $100. That $100, you're gonna bring it back and even more. You're gonna multiply the $100, triple the $100. So $100 on yourself is nothing. And we're adults. Come on, $100 is like $20.
Buy Starbucks 5 less days out of the week, and you got your $100.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Save $3 a day. $3, $4 a day. That's it. That's all you need to do.
I think people are starting to know that's what we're about, but now we're making it more of a thing. It's very obvious, and that's just a reflection of where we're at as a community, and it was a massive success. And like so many breakthroughs, I can already see everybody's gonna go back home a new version of themselves. So stay tuned, we're gonna do a beach meditation. We're gonna help everybody visualize the version of them that applies everything they just took from the mastermind. Let's get it.
Before I actually realized where barbering can actually take me, bro, I was selling weed in the back of my truck. I always carried a pound with me, which is not the move. I had my windows tinted, which just like caused attention towards the police. And luckily, I never got caught. At that point, I remember walking back home, bro, and I get like a phone call from my mom, bro. She's like mad, just screaming at me like, what is this, that? Why does the truck smell like weed? I remember the house was smelling like weed, and bro, I got in big trouble. My dad actually walked into me at the barbershop with those photos that you guys seen in the slideshow. And ever since that day, I felt like a disappointment, bro. I turned everything around. Thankfully, I never got caught. I invested into my first ever mentorship. I started cutting hair. I started promoting myself on social media. Started going more crazy. Started believing more in myself, because back then I was just the dude selling the weed. Now I'm the barber who's motivating and inspiring younger generation in order to become the exact same version as me, right? But just looking back at it, bro, I was going for the fast money. I didn't develop myself at all. I was fat. I had acne. I had a gap in between my teeth. I just wanted it quick. Why? Because I was insecure. This is your calling. Let go of the guns, let go of the weed, let go of the wrong circle, change the mindset, hang with the right people, and be happy and pursue what you want to take to the next level. Stop playing, it's your boy Blessed by Mario. We win it.
I never wanted to be a barber. it fell in my hands. I was in university. My parents wanted me to go to school. They thought that barbering was something that is not even a path to go on because back home it's something that's not appreciated or not valued. But when I understood that a pair of clippers is more than just cutting hair, and it's impacting your clients and making them change the way they see things, right? Just the way I did. It really changed my perspective on what the industry itself is, right? What the job really is. To be able to impact that person through your story and through your challenges is more important than the money. It's more important, right, than the service. But at the same time, you're giving them confidence. You're giving them that fresh cut that makes them feel great for what they are. I didn't know still what was my purpose. I still didn't know what God wanted me to do. And I wasn't even open to God at this point. I didn't even really think about it the way I do now. But I was battling between two lanes. I was into music. I was making a lot of music. I was in the studio all night with my boys, right? We were trying to come up with these songs, trying to look famous, trying to get some validation from the people around me, trying to drive the nice whips, right? Trying to pull up in colorful whips just to say that we did something. But God told me that that's not what it's about. It's about making impact on this world that I gave you. So I really had to honestly surrender. I had to look at him and understand that something that is creating my suffering is not meant for me, right? It's letting me know that there's another path that I have planned for you, and this is not your path. It was a hard thing to accept because I kept it going and I ignored the feelings, right? I put them away. I put them under the rug because there were so many people attached to the impact that we were trying to make, right? There were so many people attached to my dream that it was hard for me to let the people go and let them know that this is not what I want to do, right? This is just honestly something that I'm doing just to gain validation. So one day I had to drop the thing and lean in and all in. So I had to choose what I wanted to do and I had to choose what was right, and that was barbering and being able to impact people in my chair. But not only that, now other barbers as well who are going through the same struggles as me, who are going through the same thinking patterns and the same doubt and the same fears, right, that take them from raising their price or believing that they are the best in their city. Because all it takes is really a dream, and all it takes is really surrendering and seeing what feels right to you. Because if you follow that path, the opportunities are endless, right? The dream comes to life, right? Everything starts being put together in who you are because that's what God created you to be. And I had to really accept that that's my story for real, and I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm continuing to inspire and be good and continue to see what God has planned for me, because what he has planned for me is the biggest plan of them all.
The first year I was cutting for free. I wasn't charging because I was learning. I was only cutting family and friends. I was fucking people up. I was taking 3 hours on a haircut. That's when I found out barbering was my passion. Seeing the people's reaction like, damn bro, I look good. Seeing the people's confidence, the happiness, the conversation we're having. That's what I love. Year 2, I went into my first barbershop. I was charging $20. I was the youngest. I was 16. I was fucking people up. I was still getting better. 3 months after that, I moved into my second barbershop. I was charging $40. I was not posting content at all. I was doing dumb shit. I was fucking up in school. I was driving all stupid. I crashed my car twice. I was just hanging around with the wrong crowd. Year 3, I moved to my next barbershop. I was there for 2 years. I was stuck at $40 a cut. I was posting 0 content. I was fucking up, having bad grades. My mom was tripping on me. I was doing dumb shit in the car, hanging out with the wrong crowd, cutting up, thinking that shit was cool. I crashed my car twice. I never smoked a day in my life. I never drank a day in my life. Clubbing was never for me. I never talked to no girls, nothing. Year 5, I moved into another barbershop, and that's when year 5 changed my life. I invested into myself in my first mentorship. The mentorship changed my life. The first day I met Joel and Anthony, I flew out the first mastermind. It was a month into the program. Harold the boy died and Howard the man was born. The lesson I learned: before you chase success, you must become the man. Build the habits, build the self-image. It's all in the mindset. The world is a reflection of you. What you think is what you make it. I proposed at 19. I'm gonna get married December 2025. I'll be moving out with my wife beginning of 2026, the very next month. And I'm gonna be moving from the barbershop I currently am, charging $50 into a suite. I've been stuck at $50 for 2 years. My purpose is to teach people how to get closer with God, get their dream physique, how to make money, build their credit, and do their taxes, because that's the shit they don't teach us. But the center of all that is God, habits, and mindset. Barbering is my calling. It's deeper than just haircuts. A haircut lasts just a week fresh, but the conversation, the impact, that's what lasts forever. And the crazy part is I've never had a job. Barbering is the only source of income I ever had. Barbering built me, not just as a skill, but as a man. This mentorship changed my life. You have to be, do, have. I was trying to have the millions, but I wasn't trying to do the work. And in order to do the work, you have to be it in your mind.
Because your thought process leads to habits, and the habits is what leads to results. Moral of the story, you must build the man before you chase the money. Because even if God gives you the money right now, the man you are right now won't sustain that. You're exactly where you need it in life. Because the reflection of your bank account is exactly who you are. If you don't like it, go change it.
I was super scared of growing up. I saw all these grown-ups have all these problems. I seen all these people in the hood kind of just lost, just smoking weed and selling drugs. And I knew it wasn't right, but I never knew there was something else. I never knew what was outside of the hood. I couldn't leave unless I was with my parents. After my mom left my dad, I grew up with two moms. And yeah, I mean, I was looking for a father figure, and I saw it in some of my brothers, but none of them was really there. Everybody was busy. Everybody was doing their own thing. And for the most part, you know what I'm saying, when I did hang out with them, it was great. But I never saw somebody as a father figure that I looked up to in my area. I had coaches, you know what I'm saying, basketball coaches, and I feel like I numbed all the pain that I had, all the anger, and I took it out with basketball. And then once my dad picked me up from Florida, and I had to move over there with him because my mom had got arrested. And for like a year, they didn't really like tell me where she was at or what was going on. And that kind of just led me to go down the path of, okay, I don't know what's going on. I had an idea that she had got locked up, but I just kind of played the story of, I'm gonna just let them think that I don't know.
I would just say the biggest takeaway from that verse in Acts is it should just tell us that like our purpose does come from God and from having a relationship with God. And if there's anything that I want to teach the students, it's literally that, because I've experienced it for myself. So I felt like my mission with this mastermind was to, alongside with Joel, just point these to and realize like that is where the foundation's built.
This is Build Your House on the Rock. And this is Matthew 7:24. Everyone who hears these words will be like the wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words, do not do them like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. When the rain fell and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it fell. And that was the great fall of it. That's Matthew 24. If we go back to Acts 5:3-6, it tells the story of Thaddeus, who had 400 men rallied to him, and when he was killed, all his followers scattered. But after him, Judas also was killed, and when all his followers scattered, it says, therefore, in the present case, I advise you, leave these men alone. Let them go, for if their purpose or activity is of human origin, it will fail. But if it is from God, you will not be able to stop these men. You will only find yourselves fighting against God. So we're gonna wrap this mastermind up with a VIP day with all the real ones, men of God who are building their house on the rock. Every single mastermind, you're just gonna see them get closer and closer, obedient to that call. Everybody here shared their story. We all got better on camera today. We all got clearer. We had some huge breakthroughs today, and we're all achieving our highest self for the purpose of helping others. That's transcendence. As above, so below. There it is. Come on, baby.
Yes,